Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat, and today we're going to sew the signature into this two signature book cover journal. First though, I have another digi to show you guys. This one is called Santa and Friends Art Dolls. So it's the same sort of thing that I've been doing with the art dolls. You can switch around the heads however you want. So there's mostly Santas, but there are some other art dolls in it as well. I added, like, there's reindeer. One of them has a red nose. This one just has the black nose. So cardinals, candy canes, holly, wreaths. I thought it'd be kind of fun. You could cut these wreaths out, put a little snip at the back, and it could go around the reindeer's neck. Maybe there is a Santa's pack there. And then this page has an elf, a drummer boy, a Santa, and another. I kind of thought he could be an elf. It's really hard to find public domain images that you can use and like cut them apart and stuff. And of course this is a snowman body. I mostly use like doll bodies and then just different heads that I could find. And so like the snowman, you can put this hat on him, or this hat. This hat can also go on the elves, however you want to do that. And then there's this page. So it's 3 pages again, just like the other ones. So elves, a Mrs. Claus. I just loved that dress. Like, I didn't even care what head there was. I just wanted the dress because it's just great. I mean, look at that dress. So anyways, that is Santa and Friends digital download, 3 pages, all for fun. Okay, so what we're gonna do, what I've done is made a little template of the spine here. So, and this is all gonna depend on the book you use, or the if you use cardboard or chipboard or whatever, you just have to figure out how wide and how long your spine is. So it's going to depend on that. And then if you're doing 2 signatures, obviously you want to fold, you're basically making thirds. So there's 1/3, 2/3, 3/3, right? And then, you know, you fold it in on your thirds, fold it in half, and then here's another, I do 1 inch from 1 inch from the top, 1 inch from the bottom, and then you'll end up with the little crisscross lines, you know, that you can see, and that's where I put my little pin marks. So that's how I make a template for my spines, so that I know where I am poking the holes. And I do mark a top so that you don't get mixed up and end up using the bottom, or, you know, it messes it up. So you don't want to do that. You want to make sure your top is your top and your bottom is your bottom. This one's not quite as long as this book, so I'm going to just pull it down a tiny bit. Okay. I think that's in there good and hopefully straight. It's always tricky doing multiple signatures. Okay, and then I just take a paperback of some kind and put it underneath, because you can't use the cradle for this part because this is a hard spine, right? It's not going to fold into that cradle. So you got to kind of do this part and then do your signatures. Is that in there? Just making sure these are good before I start. And then we're just basically just going in and poking the holes where the little marks are. One. This is kind of a hard spine because, you know, I put all that glue and all the jazz on it. So it's making it a little bit hard to poke through. But it's working, so. You want to try to hold your awl as straight up and down as you possibly can, because, you know, obviously you don't want to be poking in a weird angle. And my book's short, so I have to keep moving it around. But if you had like a taller phone book or something like that. I've recycled all those, so I don't have any of those anymore. Silly me. At the time, I didn't have any use for them, so I did keep a couple, and I let the rabbits tear them apart because rabbits need something to do. They get kind of destructive. So, yeah, we would give them phone books, and they would just tear those apart instead of tearing other things apart that you don't want them to tear apart. Okay, so then now we can use the book cradle, and I have these book cradles in my shop at craftycatusa.com. So craftycatusa.com, and it's all in lowercase letters, so you don't have to worry about is something capitalized or not capitalized or whatever. I'm just going to flip through here. Like, I want to scoot some of these up and down and whatever, because not all my pages are the same size. I like to have some smaller ones and taller ones and that. So that's what I do, is go through and check. I think I will leave that one down lower. Those are good. The ones that are the same size aren't hard to, or you don't have to worry about them. This is a short one, so we're going to take it up. Oh, now I pulled that up too, huh? Duh. And that one's by, this is Lulu. Rachel at Roxy Creations' daughter did those. I'm sure a lot of you already know that. Okay. Just like to check through and make sure everything's where I want it. Okay. So we're now at center here. I'm going to clip it at the top. And at the bottom on this side, maybe if I can get a hold of it. These clips I'm not the best with. I like to make sure that it's all the way, you know, in there. Okay, so we need to move this out of the way. We're going to take this, put that right kind of in the center, and then, oh, I need my, I need my template. So this is where the top and the bottom thing comes, you know, top, so that you can get this in the right top so that your holes all line up together. And those did go through. I was a little worried, honestly. Okay, so to make sure I've got everything going the right direction. So this is the first signature, so I'm going to use the first signature line here. And what I'm going to do is get it as central as I can just by eyeballing it. And then I'm going to make a mark on my pattern where, let me use that pen. So I'm making a mark on my template so that when I do the next signature, I can line up those lines as well. You get my meaning, so that one signature is not further up in the book and one further down or something like that. If you have those little lines there, and I'll show you in just a minute, it just helps you get a better. This one is not, this page is not in there right. I just noticed one of the pages was sticking out higher. Sorry about that. Just don't want, everybody needs to be together now. Get it together. I think maybe I'll just clip them up here. Sometimes I feel like the clips make it move, and I don't like that. Okay, top. Oh, so these are the little lines I made. So now I know that that's the top of my page and the bottom of my page. So I just line it up with the top and the bottom. What is going on? I'm sorry. I really do not like doing these on video because I always have some kind of problem that I don't have normally. I think it's this harder page in here. Okay, sorry about that. I don't know what happened. Anyways, video camera stop. All right, so what I was saying is I've marked on here where the edge of the paper is because the book, the outside of the journal is obviously taller than the pages are. So when I put this in here, I can mark where the pages are falling on my little template. And then I know that the two signatures will line up, if that makes sense. And then we just find our spot here in the middle and poke and go down to where it's less than an inch obviously on the book page, or you know, the signature pages, because it was an inch from the top and bottom of the book itself, the cover. Okay, so now that has its holes punched in it right there, right there, and right there. So I'm going to go ahead and stitch those into the cover. I set it right next to me and couldn't find it. Sorry, the window's open because it's really hot in here this afternoon. So I have my needle already with some, I use embroidery thread, or not embroidery thread, upholstery thread. And it's 3 lengths. I just use the cradle, but you can use your journal just because it ends up being about the same size. Or you can leave it, you don't have to cut it. You can leave it hooked to the thread bobbin, or the thread spool, but I just cut mine. It's just easier. So I'm going to start actually on the outside of the book this time. I want the ties on the outside. So I got to find where my hole is here because it's hard to see on all the texture. Once I know where it's at, it's like, oh yeah, there it is. Okay, so that's gonna go through there, and then it's gonna go through our middle hole here. Hopefully, if everything lines up right, which sometimes it doesn't. It's actually user error more than anything. Okay, and then I go to the top hole, which I can't hardly see because of the pattern, and out through the top hole in the cover. And I'm sure most of you have seen this plenty of times, but I'm going to try to keep these out of the way. And then we're going to go from the top all the way down to the bottom. Make sure you're staying in the first hole, which I can see this one, so that's good. Because you can sometimes go through like the second hole or whatever, and then you sew your signature in all wonky. Then we go through the last hole here in our signature. Okay, where are you? The only thing I can't see sideways, unfortunately. Sometimes you got to push on it a little bit to get all those pages lined up again. Can't see. I am not, I mean, like, Gil does this like, you know, she's sleepwalking or what. I mean, she just zooms right through it, and I never have that ability, unfortunately. And then I go back out through the center. I mean, every once in a while I'll put one just goes perfectly together, but it's rare. So if you struggle, do not feel bad, because I still struggle, and this is, I mean, I don't even know how many of these I've made in the last 4 years. Okay, and then the big thing is to have one piece of the thread that you're using on one side of the center line. Your center line's here, so you need one on this side and one on this side to make that work. And I like to take off my clips before I tie it because I feel like I get a snugger fit that way. but it's all personal preference. I know a lot of people leave them on, but I just like to take them off because I feel like it allows all the pages to get where they need to be without being clamped anywhere. And then I do 3, and I lift it, as you can see, just to get it nice and taut. I want that string to be like a guitar string. See, that's what I want. And then I tie it 3 knots. And then you can cut off the extra, but I usually wait until I have both signatures in case I have to fix something. And I check to see that it's nice and tight, and it is, so I'm good there. And then we'll get this one's holes poked in it. And make sure we got top and bottom, and everybody's, I clamped that one after my camera went fooey, so I'm gonna have to keep an eye on it now and make sure that it's staying on. Okay, you get down in there. Now I'm using the second set of holes for the second signature. And that paper is not lining up still. Okay, there we go. Stinker. And I just did it again. I think I'm going to have to put a clamp up at the top here. It's just wanting to swing that way. Sometimes I go top, bottom. I don't know. I don't love the clamps, I'll be honest, but I don't know how else to make it stay like that. And lining up my paper edges here. I'm still wanting to... Yeah, I never have an easy go of this. I think that's why I normally just do it off camera, because I'm sure it's frustrating for you guys to watch too. Especially when there's people that are very good at it to watch. Okay. The cradle helps me a ton though, because at least now I get my holes right on the spine, instead of sometimes I used to get them coming out this way or out the back. Or Okay. So we'll take this one and just go through that same process again, and I didn't get my thread ready yet. And you know, you can probably use a little bit less than I do. I just don't want to have it pull out when I'm, you know, almost done stitching it in, because that's aggravating. I've had that happen. You get just about done and it pulls through. Sorry, I have glue on my fingers. I just realized dried from something I was working on right before I turned on my camera. Okay, I'm gonna have to... I don't know why that center section, it's very textural and you can't see where in the world the holes are. Once I see them, I'm like, oh yeah, it's right there. Duh. Okay. Through the center. I'm always very pleased when I see it come through. And through here. Going out is easy. It's much easier to see than the going in. Okay, that was, because it's not the right spot, that's why. I was like, that was easy. It's like 2 pages over. Oh, come on, you. Why, oh why? get it that time? No, it's still over. It gets like on a different page, you know? You would think it would be the easiest thing to do, but it's not. Oh, it just doesn't want to hit that mark, so I'm gonna go back through here, figure out why they're not lining up. Sometimes they need to be reminded. It's right there. Now if we can just get our needle to go there. Yay. They can just stay together now. And back out through the center. Yeah, I'm not the best at these multiple ones. Okay, but I guess it's good to watch me struggle with it so you feel like the biggest thing is you just don't want to tear your you know, the holes bigger or something like that. That's really the whole thing, or poke extra holes into your paper trying to put the needle through. So it's just really important to try to stick with, just fiddle with it until you can get it in the right spot. Okay, so I'm lifting again to get it nice and taut. Yep. All right. So I probably am going to run down at least the center of the spine with a piece of lace. I know a lot of people like them out where you can see them. I just like them covered. I mean, they're all nice. I just don't want them hanging out. That's just my own preference. That's just the way I prefer a journal. But obviously everybody has their style, because I'm not big on making jewelry or decorating them, so I don't really want them hanging out. All right, so I'm going to put everything back in and then we'll do a flip through when I come back. Okay, so I am back. I got I aged this lace and put it along the spine, and you can see I heated it with the heat gun in a couple spots to you know, kind of break that apart just to make it look a little older, and plus you can see the paint and all that through there. So I'm really pleased with the way the cover has come out with all the different colors and textures, and yeah, I really like it a lot. So I hope Linda likes it. So she's all ready, Linda. By the time you see this video, it will be in my shop at craftycatusa.com. So you can pick it up there, but I just hope you like it, because I really enjoyed making it. It was a lot, took me a lot longer than I thought it would, but that's just the way it goes sometimes with certain ideas that you get. I just love all the fabrics and things. So anyway, it measures about 9 by 6. I'm pretty sure, pretty close anyway. That's usually what I stick with if I can. This is a book. It started with the cover of a book, so it was obviously the size of the book, which is, I guess, 9 1/4 by 6 1/8 about. So, and then I've tied it with seam binding that I also colored with the same ink and gold paint and that I used all over the cover. And it's hooked in, so it goes under this piece, under the spine there, and then it just hangs loose on the back. But okay, and then on the inside we have a little library pocket, and my funny little guy here, I thought it'd be good to at least have a couple guys. There's a couple guys throughout. It seems like I mostly do the art dolls in the ladies for whatever reason, but this one's just kind of fun. And you know, you could write on the back if you added a piece of something, but that bear is also cute because that's a vintage playing card. But this side just makes it, and it's nice because you can fold up his little legs and arms and put him in the pocket. And then there's also one of Denise at Wonderbar Crafts beautiful avocado dyed lace 3x5 cards. So you could do something like this book belongs to. I just don't have one of those stamps, so that goes in there. And then this is from my oh my gosh, I can't remember if this one's Regal. This one's in my Regal Digi. I have 3 digis that have these William Morris wallpapers, and I did them last year, these digis. So it's the Regal, the Cat's Meow, and the Dog Days all have these papers in them. And I think Cabinet Cards has some as well. I can't remember. It's like I said, it's been over a year. So anyway, in the pocket there's a journaling card with one of the art dolls, and that's my art doll from my Crafty Cat USA shop, and so is this one. I'll let you know which ones are Itkupilliimaginarium, and I will leave links in the description box so that you can you know, go find things. Oh, can you guys see? Sorry. So we have old ledger, vintage ledger. This is just transparency paper or vellum, however you want to say it. I bought it as transparency paper. An old list from a composition notebook. This lady, I think she threw a lot of parties because she's always got, like, you know, the date and then lists of names and things like that. Like she's, you know, guest list kind of thing. And here's some blue dyed paper. I think I did this with food dye. This is Allie the Cockney Crafters faux fabrics here. And then one of our funny little postcards that I fold over the page to make a pocket on this side, and then on the other side there's multiple pockets, but here's the little tag that goes in that one. And I just watercolored the back. So that just tucks right in there. And these are both my art dolls. And then here we have a little stacked pocket from the other side of the postcard, and there's just all kinds of little, like a little claim check and a ticket here. Actually, this one should probably go in this upper pocket because there's nothing in there. Like that. And then this is one of those Tim Holtz black and white images or chipboard that he has, and I just colored it. And then there's a little tag in there. So just little fun pieces in that little pocket. Oh, now I've got them all mixed up again. Anyway, doily. This is from Rachel at Roxy Creations. Her daughter Lulu did a kit, and that's from that kit. I just love those pages. They're just very cool. And it's on the back of some scrapbook paper. And then this is some of my lace, and that's scrapbook paper, and avocado dye from Denise at Wonderbar Crafts. And then this is just a little postcard that I made, and it's backed with lined old composition notebook, and that's vintage composition notebook there to write on. And this is one of the circles from the Stamperia Imagine paper, and avocado dye again from Denise. This little pocket has a tuck spot on the outside, and there's a journaling card, and then it flips open like this, and there's another card here. Here's another one of our gentlemen. I could not get one of my art dolls to fit on there. I guess I could have like cut one off or whatever, but he's very dapper and handsome, so he looks good there. And then here is some decoration, and then this opens up and there is writing space there. So, and that's scrapbook paper behind. And then I've printed, this is from my Reason for the Season, the second one. So that's just lace and nice stuff. Some old composition notebook, or this is just lined paper that my sister gave me. Avocado dyed paper again. Here is an envelope that was dyed by my friend Robin. Hi, Robin. And I just added a little collage here and along here because there's like the postmark thing and all that, and it wasn't like an old one, so I didn't love it, so I didn't save it, but just did a little collage with some birds. And then there's a pocket here and a tag from Denise, one of the ones I showed you guys yesterday with the avocado die. It just fit perfectly in my little pocket there, but of course more things could go in there. And then this is from Tailor Made Journals. That's her French roast digital download. And that's on the back of scrapbook paper. This is scrapbook paper. I love this center with the bird and the flowers. And same papers again, just go in the other direction, the other side of the envelope. So good little writing spot there and there. And then this is a little hidden over the page tuck thing. So there's a pocket here with Nettie with her sweet fluffy. We did that little art doll together. And then on this side there are some other vintage papers, and like this is a drop paper. So they can be torn out and used around, or you can just write on them as they are and keep them in this little hidden spot. Oh, I turned it around, but it doesn't matter. And that's Itkupilliimaginarium, one of her art dolls. And composition notebook. And this is a paper doll clothing. You know how with the paper dolls you have all different clothes, but not a lot of the bodies or heads or whatever. So I like to use those as bodies for art dolls. And so she's got some wings. This funny little head is from Itkupilliimaginarium. Same with the boot there, boot hat. And then it says, "Art is a lie that tells the truth" on this tag. And that just tucks in behind her. She's just like a little tuck. And avocado die. And then here we have another little one that flips open this way. Oh, another gentleman. So I did a couple, just not a lot. And then this art doll, that's one of my art dolls there. The little boy there is from Itkupilliimaginarium. And this little pocket, that was Rachel Roxy Creations, I think, came up with those pockets like that. And then I just added it to a flashcard. I don't know what it is about that. Every time I forget. There's a little journaling card here from the Stamperia paper, and I just added her because she's just so pretty. I love that vellum sticker. Nan, my friend Nan sent me that, so thank you. And then it can be written on the back. And some scrapbook paper, and my lace, and scrapbook paper, and Lulu's paper again there on that side, and the other side of the doily. And more of Allie's paper. So there are writing spots. Transparency paper. This is Old Ledger. Scrapbook paper. And again, this is, I think this one's from my Dog Days digital download. And scrapbook paper. Antique ledger. Dyed paper. And then here we come to another one of the circles from Stamperia, and this one I put, looks like a calling card. It's from a scrapbook pad that I have. And then again, it's backed with the vintage composition notebook paper. And this is from my Buttons digital download. And then this is our big pocket that we did together that has, this one did take me a while because there's just a lot to it. So there's all the tags here with the art dolls on them. So you get 5 tags of varying size there. And they're all backed either with the manila paper, tea-dyed paper, tea-dyed paper, tea-dyed, and tea-dyed. And then this opens out, and there's an art doll there and a spot to write. So yeah, that's super, super fun to make those. They hold lots. And then we have scrapbook paper. This is Grammy's Keepsakes, I think, on that one. Coffee dyed Lulu's paper there. And then this is another one of the beautiful coffee dyed envelopes I got from Robin. And I stitched on a vintage piece of I'm not sure if it was a table runner or what it was, but anyway, it just had this nice embroidery on it and a little bee stamped on some honeycomb fabric, and then just some lace there. So that's all stitched down. And again, there's a pocket here with another one of Denise's beautiful avocado dyed pages. It's just all collaged in there. And then there's the other side of, or this is a different one, but that lady's writing of names. And then this paper, I think this I got from my niece. It's dyed paper and some deli paper. And this is Tailor-Made Journals paper. And then there's a large journaling card there. And this is Medieval Mirage, this pocket. One of Itkupilliimaginariums, and I'm not sure which one it is. This is my art doll here and here, but that's an umbrella from Itkupilli and a head from Itkupilli. And she has one that's called Go As You Please, and so I just cut out the name of it and put it down there. I just thought that was kind of apropos. And some scrapbook paper, and then that's the center of that one, and I also love that with that big beautiful design there. Always take the scenic route. She just looks like she's going for a stroll, so I thought that was good. And here's another funny little, this is from a paper doll, again, umbrella, wings, and then her funny little head. And then I have this die cut that I cut tea-dyed paper out and just made little frame writing spots. And here's my mushroom. And I did put this paper clip down here, but it can slide all the way out, but it helps hold it closed. So behind here, there's no glue. Just this top part and down the side is glued so that, well, and across the bottom, of course. And then there's a couple of art dolls in there. That's another one that's from a paper doll, and it's Itkupilliimaginarium head. And then this is one of my art dolls and wings. So yeah, I just thought it was fun to put both of them peeking out of there, but you know, they can be moved around wherever you'd like them. They don't have to stay in there. And the paper clip just slides back on. And then this is the postcard that flips over the page and has all kinds of little things in there. And you can write here and on the back. There's this little tiny bag, and it just has some little pieces of ephemera. There's like a little beetle and just another little, but I just love this little itty bitty bag. I think that's so cute. I got that in Happy Mail. So thank you, thank you. So yeah, just some other little bits and pieces in there that can be put somewhere else or stay in there, however. And that paper, the other side of the envelope. Scrapbook paper, this is Lulu's paper. And buttons. And then here's the last funny art doll, and that's that flamingo is from that collage book, Things to Cut and Collage With, the greatest things to cut and collage, whatever it's called. And then this is Itkupilliimaginarium doll, and those are my wings and my flower. And ledger. And that. And then there's another one of these fun little pockets that flip open this way. And inside of the pocket, which you can also write on, there is a tag. And that's Itkupilliimaginarium head and umbrella. The glasses, the dress, and the feet are mine. The arms are from Itkupilli as well. So yeah, just taking apart those kits and putting together all kinds of crazy art dolls. It's just a lot of fun. And here is a journaling card that just tucks in behind, and I did sign it. So yep, it is all ready to go, Linda, and I'll put that other pocket back together in a minute, but I did it. It took me a while, and thank you for your patience on that. It just, you know, the art dolls do take me quite a bit longer to make than a lot of the other journal styles, just because I have to cut them all out and, you know, put them all together and all that. So it does take me a minute. All right, so I thought what we could do, because we don't have a ton of time, but I thought we could make one of these little fun hidey spot type tags. And that idea came from Dee Dee Farago. And I don't know, do I want to do it Christmassy? I guess I could go ahead and do it Christmassy. She made those last year, but she did, it was a different style of die cut that she used that I didn't have, so I just went ahead and made a tag shaped one instead. You can make them in whatever shape you want. And we're just going to use the 3x5 card, if I can get a hold of one. So yeah, they're super fun to make. I gotta grab my cutter. I was just so excited to have that journal finished up that I forgot to grab everything else I needed. So this is about 2 inches wide. So this inside piece is smaller though, huh? Oh, I even wrote it down. 1 5/8. 5/8. Sorry, I always have to really think hard on that. 5 3 1/4. So I hope you guys are doing good. I don't know if I said that at the beginning of this video. That's the problem when I just get blabbing about whatever. So sorry if I did not say that. Love you guys, and I hope you're doing awesome. Yeah, we're doing good. Okay, so this is 2, so we're gonna make it 4 inches wide because I'm gonna fold it in half to make the tag shape itself. I might go a little extra just so it fits just a little bit, like 4 1/8 or something. I'm gonna cut right through that snowman, huh? Doesn't matter, I'm still gonna cut through them. Okay, and then with the bottom piece, because I don't think I wrote that, did I? It is 4 high. That was a nice spot for that to cut, huh? Okay, so that's just going to go inside of there. And essentially, and I don't totally remember, I think Dee Dee had the die cut, like I said, and she had 2 separate pieces, and so she glued 2 separate pieces together. So yeah, that totally works too. Oh, you know what? I didn't really want it that direction. I think I was supposed to go the other direction, wasn't I? And I just blew it. I'm a ditz. So I'm 4 high again. I needed to fold it this way, but I don't want that crease through it. I can use that for something. It'll find a life of its own. So yeah, don't have a whole lot going on. I do have that new digi that I showed you guys with the Santa art dolls or Santa and Friends art dolls, and so that is in my shop, and I'll probably be using that tomorrow, which will be Friday, for our Friday what do you call it? Oh, we need to cut this, so I need to cut a strip off the bottom. So I'm just winging this from not really totally remembering how to do it from last year, so sorry. At least I've sort of got the size of the little thing here. But we're going to cut off about, that looks to be a 1/2 inch roughly. Yeah. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball it. I mean, these are super easy. They're like, and you don't have to do it exactly like this. You can definitely do it with 2, sorry, the little piece got stuck. 2 die cuts glued together, you know what I mean? Like, because all I'm going to do is put this piece of paper in here and glue it in. And we're going to just glue the sides of that, and then it slides up in there. So that's how you do that. And like I said, I don't totally remember. This one can be completely glued shut, luckily, because it got kind of dinged in the cutter. And then we'll have these fun little cards to use however we like. And I'm not going to go totally all the way down to the bottom. I'm trying to center it the best I can. And then, and get it fairly straight. We'll put glue over this too, because that other side needs to glue down, because this just becomes the handle to pull it in and out. Okay. And then we're going to just glue the sides of this. And you'd really want to be careful to just get the sides, because otherwise you're not going to be able to get your card in and out of there, which would be a bummer, right? I'm going to take just a little bit of glue down here too, because I'm going to cut that edge. Well, I guess that's not going to make a difference, is it? Okay. I'm going to kind of let that dry for a minute. Maybe we can find a little something to put on it. Let's see. I keep putting everything away and then I don't have it when I need it. Hold on just a second.